So, Brett, your company is among the top 50 fastest growing firms, and it is a consulting company. How do you do that?
Something that we're very proud of. We have we worked very hard to build ourselves into a position of strength going forwards. We feel that our growth over the last 5 years has shown that we're on a good trajectory. Our objective is to maintain that trajectory. There's a few different facets that we put in place around our brand. It's predominantly we focus on pure consulting, and our mantra behind that really is let's take the smartest, the best and the brightest people that have a proven track record of consulting within the industry, and let's connect them with great opportunities. Let's minimize a lot of the bureaucracy that the classic Big Four consulting comes with. And enabling us to do that, we've been able to look at some great opportunities and put some very smart people towards that.
Most of the time when consulting companies or anybody else is trying to sell professional services to large corporations, they've heard the message 100 times. We're the best, we're the fastest, we're the brightest, we got a great team, we bring the best talent on table, and the moment you start talking like that, they say, yes, your message resonates, not for others.
Yeah, that's an excellent question. And I'm going to put my old hat on. In a previous life, I was on the other side of the table, and I had a lot of companies pitching me saying we're the best and we're the brightest. It really comes down to we're in this for the long haul. We've built a brand, we've built great reputation. We don't have a dedicated sales force. Our existing consultants are out there, and the great work that they're doing is bringing in the business. So I think that speaks for itself, actually, that we're not a short-term consulting company out there to grab the dollars. We're investing in our people, we're investing in opportunities, and that's exactly how we're able to do that, is we're putting very smart people that are highly motivated onto very good opportunities, and their proven track record is speaking for itself.
Now you're saying we are purely word of mouth driven. Is that a fair statement to make?
We are holistically, or at least predominantly, word of mouth driven. Absolutely, absolutely. And the way that we do that, I'll go back to what I said a moment ago, is we take some very smart people. We try to take people that are driven. They have a proven track record of delivery. The analogy that I use often is we try to cherry pick the M&Ms out of the trail mix. We take the smart people. And as we're seeing, the Big Four guys are having a very hard time right now. We're seeing our growth going exactly the other way. So we're able to capitalize on the economic downturn, and we're seeing that we're bringing those people into our company, and the results are speaking for themselves.
So is it driven primarily by that you really so thoroughly understand their business issues that you can beat the competition?
That's our objective. Our objective is to go in there and be very thorough, both again, at that macro level from a company perspective. We're targeting accounts. We're going into areas where we have that proven track record and we have an ability to execute. And then, as I previously mentioned, the consultants that are on that account, those are the consultants that have that proven track record, be it from their Revel experience or from the years before. They may have been the ex-Big Four consultants that have done that work before. So we're bringing a lot of that discipline into the account, and we're able to target the account. So you're absolutely right. We don't have targeted salespeople, but we are building up an account team and account focus. And we really hope that when you're in that account meeting and you're sitting across the table from the prospect or the potential client, the client is able to see that we are committed. The people that are in the room, we're absolutely committed to the engagement, not just from the sales perspective, but all the way through to the end, and then potentially any sustaining work that occurs after that as well.
In that case, would it be fair to say that you do not compete horizontally, but rather vertically? In other words, that you do not sell, I can do just about anything you ask me to do, but we do set A very well, we do set B very well, but we don't do D, E, and F. Is that an approach that you guys take?
That's a great question. And again, I think about other companies that have sold before. You could ask them to do anything. You could ask them to come in and water the plants in the office, and they've got a guy that can do that, and as long as there's enough margin, they will absolutely do that. That's not what we're about. We're here for the longer term. So we work on a model that let's do 3 things very well, let's not do 10 things badly. I think there's plenty of other firms that do that. Hopefully there's enough space in the marketplace for everybody, but we really center on our core competency. We focused on one area of the market right now. We've done a pretty good job in that space, and over time we do see ourselves diversifying and continuing to grow both our breadth of business in addition to the depth. So the breadth, when I say breadth, I'm referring to the geographical expansion. We've done a very good job here in the Pacific Northwest. We've built our practice here. We're now starting to expand that into the Bay Area. We have some consultants moving internationally, starting assignments this year in Europe, in Paris, and in Asia Pacific, in Sydney, Australia. So that's that breadth experience. And then the depth will be around the practice areas. We have a lot of experience in-house in areas such as SaaS and healthcare. So how do we really capitalize on that over the next 18 months rolling forwards?
Strengths, organizationally speaking.
That's a great question. And there's something, again, that the three founders of the firm, we bring individual strengths to the company. One of us has come from ex-Big Four. Two of us have come from an industry background. There's a lot of empathy. I think if I was going to put my finger on one thing, it would be empathy. And I know that's a very key word this week, but it truly is. It's empathy from a customer perspective. It's empathy from the consultant perspective. And that comes back to our overall objective of Pure Consulting. It's how we can connect smart people and how we can connect good opportunities and have some empathy. So what are the needs of the customer and what are the needs of the consultant, so that we are able to continue to grow and foster their careers, again, for the long haul. And then on the flip side, matching the demand side, we're working with the client to make sure that we are able to build out their needs and cover their needs, and typically go above and beyond the engagement. If we can get a very satisfied consultant right now and have empathy for their needs, and if you will look around the corners and see obstacles perhaps before even the client has got there, that's really setting up for success right now.
Deal with such disparate kind of solutions that you offer, because the approach that you're taking would be great if you had 1, 2, or 3 offerings that you concentrated on, but you seem to be doing many things.
That's a fair response. The reality is, across the firm, we have our 6 core practice areas. For each of those practice areas, we have a practice lead. So it's somebody that is spiriting and spearheading that area. They are responsible for thinking about both the needs on the supply side, the consultants, and what are the consultants needing in that area, in addition to where the industry is going and on the consultant perspective. So while under the umbrella of Revel, we have built out those 6 core areas, and they do function somewhat independently. The reality is, when we're going into a client, a lot of those areas are blended together. Take a couple of your examples: product management, sales and marketing, and BI. When we're taking a product to market, perhaps for a client, the reality is the product marketing piece up front, the product management piece, we need to work with them on the sales strategy. So what are the product features? Working on research, working on perhaps feedback from the prior version of that product. Associated to that are a lot of BI components, so it's a data-driven decision process. Moving that forward through the SDLC process, if we're using that as a sales methodology or a product methodology, we then start getting into the marketing piece of the sales and marketing, and how is this product going to go to market? Is it through a channel? Is it through a partner offering? Is it through classic sales strategies? What's the market offering? Are there any incentives and rebates? So while I agree with you that they are very discrete offerings, the reality is this is a chain, and there needs to be a very smooth handoff from one division to the other, and that's something that we're able to enable.